Hello reader friends, it has been quite a while since I've sat down and done a vlog. I know that this month I put out the shoujo reading vlog, but I'm gonna let you in on a little industry secret. That was filmed a long time ago. That was actually filmed before the semester even started because I anticipated being very, very busy and I turned out to be very, very correct. At this point that I am talking to you, midterms are over. I just finished them and I aced every single one. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Honestly, that really surprised me that I aced everything. It didn't surprise me because I've been studying like crazy. Maybe I need to tone it down a little bit. But when I was a student back in like high school, I was considered dumb, for lack of a better term. I didn't get good grades. I barely passed a lot of my classes. So now I feel like this is my redemption arc. But anyways, all of this to say, I want to just relax. I feel like I've earned it. I truly have. And I'm gonna take this weekend to just do what I want to do. And I'm going to be taking you guys along with me on this cozy little weekend. As you can see from the not so great lighting, it is a gloomy day and it's going to be like this the entire weekend. So I'm thinking we're gonna read and get cozy. We're gonna bake, possibly, and we're gonna do some gaming. So to kick off this cozy weekend, I want to pick out something nice to read. I have a pile over here of some stuff that I'm thinking about reading. So first in the pile is March Comes In Like a Lion, Volume 3. I've had this in my TBR for quite some time, so possibly I'll be getting to it this weekend. It just seems like a really cozy yet emotional read, and I don't really know if I want to be all emotional, so we'll see. This next one I definitely want to get to this weekend, and that is Tokyo Babylon Volume 6. There is only one more volume to this series, Volume 7, which is coming out pretty soon, I believe, and I think I have it pre-ordered, so I should prepare for that. Another thing I want to read this weekend is She Loves to Cook and She Loves to Eat Volume 5. This series is just so precious. Do yourself a favor. If you haven't started it yet, start it now. And this next one, this is new. I just got this not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I haven't read it yet and it pains me, but I finally have time now, and that is What Did You Eat Yesterday, Volume 22. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of this series, and look, it kind of matches my sweater. Isn't that cute? Anyways, this series is my everything. This series is my North Star. This series is where I go to when I'm lost. I look upon its pages for passages of inspiration and recipes to satisfy my deep hunger. This is really my refuge, my sanctuary. So I'm definitely getting to this weekend. Honestly, I might even read this first because look, we're matching. Okay, and this next one, I started reading it already, and by that I mean I read one page. This is Legend of Exorcism. This is a new danmei series that is now finally available in North America. I think this was published like 6 years ago or something, and it's just finally made it to the US in English, and I am just dying to delve into a danmei series again. I had that experience with Heaven Official's Blessing, and I quite literally inhaled multiple books over the span of just like a few days, and I'm hoping that this gives me like that similar feeling, although this is the only volume out right now, so I'm gonna have to wait for the next one. But yeah, I've only read about maybe 3 pages of this, but honestly, the author is going off. Like with the adjectives, with the visualization, setting the tone, setting the vibe, setting the lighting, I'm like, okay, wow, I really feel like I'm there. And out of everything we just covered, the series that is speaking to me the loudest has to be What Did You Eat Yesterday, Volume 22. There is a very significant event that is going to take place in this volume, and don't worry, I will not spoil anything about it. I would never ruin this series for you guys because this is one of those series that I would recommend to everyone because it has one of the most realistic and beautiful depictions of love that I have ever seen in manga. If you don't know already, What Did You Eat Yesterday basically follows these 2 boyfriends. We have Shiro and we have Kenji. They have romantic moments here and there, but what we really focus on are the more mundane aspects of their lives. And I know that sounds boring, but seeing them go through simple things like budgeting, talking about family members and trying to navigate rough emotions, talking about Who do we come out to? Do we come out at all as gay men? How do we navigate work? How do we navigate different relationships? How do we do that together? Experiencing all of these little mundane things with the characters just really strengthens your bond to them, and it also reveals how deeply they love each other, because yes, romance that is like hot and fast seems really fun and exciting, but this shows romance that lasts for the long run, and it is just so emotional, so sweet. It's also funny. It is just a hug, truly. And yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbing about this and I'm just going to relax and enjoy this newest volume of What Did You Eat Yesterday? Before we continue with the video, I'd like to share with you today's sponsor, Yume Twins. Are you a fan of cute and adorable things? If so, Yume Twins has got you covered. Yume Twins curates monthly kawaii subscription boxes filled with cute items straight from Japan. Each box follows a special monthly theme and is filled with cute Japanese merchandise ranging from plushies, squishies, daily practical goods, and stationery. If you're a Kirby fan, you're going to absolutely love this box because this month's theme is Pink Hero Cozy Cafe. That's right, this box is filled with Kirby-themed goodies. Inside you'll find a pamphlet that shares more about the items, as well as interesting details about Kirby's history. There are so many adorable and practical items to enjoy in this collection. Some of my favorite pieces include the Kirby teacup and rice bowl. Each comes in 2 different designs and adds a cute touch to your meals and tea time. I personally enjoy having an iced matcha in the morning, so this teacup is perfect. And what goes well with a teacup? A coaster. Each box comes with a cute, fluffy surprise coaster. There are 2 variations, Waddle Dee and Kirby. I got the Kirby one and it's the cutest thing ever. However, the cuteness doesn't end there. Each box also comes with either peach or lavender scented Kirby bath confetti and a mystery kawaii item. If you'd like to get your own box or gift one to a loved one, you can get $5 off using the link in my description box along with my coupon code mangacaptor. Treat yourself to some well-deserved cuteness. Thank you again to Yume Twins for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into reading. Hello reader friends, I am back with a reading update as well as my cat. Say hi. She's happy to see you guys, and I'm happy to see you guys as well. I am here with a reading update. I recently finished reading What Did You Eat Yesterday, volume 22. There were so many tender and sweet moments throughout the story, and I feel like we're heading in a certain direction with the plot. If what I think is going to happen happens, I'm going to be very content with this series. I'm being very cryptic right now, I realize, but basically what I'm saying is that volume 22 of this series is very good. The quality still remains. The story is fantastic. The characters are great. Reading this volume was a little bit of a strange experience though, I will say, because this volume is pretty recent. I believe it was like written this year. I'm not sure. I would flip through the book, but I don't want my cat to leave. But anyways, this volume was written relatively recently. So, you know, things in the world like ChatGPT and the soaring price of eggs actually made an appearance in this volume, which was strange, because then that means that the fictional characters I've been reading about technically exist in the same world as me, since they're experiencing these economic things and AI things. So yeah, that was like the only strange thing about the volume, but that's not to say that it was bad. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of funny. I feel like comedy is a really great way to deal with a lot of things that are happening. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Also, a lot of the dishes in this volume looked really delicious. Particularly, there was this pudding dessert recipe that looked super good, and I was like, I want to try that. And on top of like delicious recipes throughout this story, there are so many like sweet romantic moments. I know that some people don't necessarily love this series because they feel like it's not super romantic, but trust me, it gets there. And that's something that I love about this series, because not everyone is great at relationships. You know, not everyone is great at communicating their feelings or learning what their partner likes. A lot of people need time to grow in that area, and over 22 volumes there has been a lot of growth and evolution, and it has been so rewarding to experience. So yeah, I really love this volume, but it did break my heart at the end how on the very last page it said that volume 23 is coming out 2026. We only get like one of these a year, and it's really sad. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and relax for the rest of the night. Apparently my cat is going to do that as well. I might vlog more tonight, I might not, I don't know. I'm just gonna feel it out. But either way, I will talk to you later. It is the next day and I am very tired. Also, my air purifier is going on like full blast and I'm too tired to get up and fix it at this point. We're just gonna have to deal with it. I feel frankly bad. I'm under the weather, which really sucks considering that it's spring break and this was supposed to be my time to relax. And it's not really fun to try to relax when you feel kind of sick. If my energy is not 100%, that is why. I haven't been vlogging that much today because I just frankly haven't really felt like it, but I've been reading. I've been reading Legend of Exorcism. This is the first volume and I'm actually really enjoying it. I am almost at 80 pages and it is just such a like fun, whimsical story so far. We basically follow our protagonist who is half Yao, and Yao is basically a word for like a monster or demon, and he lives in this really beautiful area with mystical mountains. He's very attached to that location, but once he turns 16, he is told that he has to fulfill his father's wishes. One of those wishes happens to be defeating Yao, so he has to return back down to where the mortals live and fight these monsters. And he has a really cute companion who's a carp Yao, I think, which basically is like a half fish humanoid looking thing that's about 2 feet tall, and that character just offers so much comedic relief. I love the banter between our main character Honjun, who is the half human half Yao, and his Yao buddy the carp. It's just really fun. And also this author is just really good at being descriptive and setting the scene, setting the tone, so it's really easy to just slip into this world. I'm just really excited to continue this, and since I am feeling under the weather, I think that's honestly all I'm going to really do today. I don't have much else in me. So with that, I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, I found an illustration that like perfectly summarizes the way this book feels, and I want to show it to you. Just look at how adorable this scene is. This is how the book feels, just comedic, whimsical, warm, but also it still has like moments that are kind of scary when people have to fight monsters, but regardless, this is the overall tone, just having a good time. This Yao right here is the carp that I was telling you about that just brings so much humor into the story. They're like half carp, half man thing. I don't know. The book just describes them as being about 2 feet tall with very hairy arms and legs. Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm having so much fun with this book. Honestly, it's lifting my mood up, so I'm gonna keep reading. Thank you very much. Hello reader friends, it is the end of the weekend and today I had such a nice day. I'm feeling way better than I did yesterday, which is great, and this morning I essentially woke up and immediately had a readathon, which was also great. It was awesome to just lounge around and read for most of the day. On top of that, I also went on a little mental health walk, which I highly recommend because yes, it's not a fun concept or idea before you start, but once you're actually out there breathing in the fresh air, it actually feels great, interestingly enough. After that mental health walk, I came back home and I played some video games, which was also great. I haven't had the chance to do that very much, so I just sank into Octopath Traveler for about 2 hours, which was a lot of fun. I'm a little bit rusty with vlogging, I'm a little bit out of the habit, so I didn't vlog a ton today, but worry not, I am going to share all the details about the things I read this weekend. Starting off is Legend of Exorcism. This is a danmei series, and I'm about 129 pages in, and I'm absolutely loving it. For context, I've only ever read 2 danmei series. I've read Heaven Official's Blessing and Little Mushroom. Both series I adore endlessly, and both of those series have also made me cry endlessly because they're a little dark and sad. But Legend of Exorcism is a completely different experience, and I'm really enjoying that. This is more of a comedic, lighthearted danmei, at least from what I can tell so far. Mind you, I'm less than halfway through the first volume, so we still got a long way to go. Lots of opportunities for despair and sadness. The plot of this story is so fun. We're essentially following this group of men who bring back the Great Tang Department of Demonic Exorcism. It was essentially out of business for a very long time, nobody really knows how long, and one of the members just so happens to be half demon himself, or half Yao, and that is our main character here on the cover, Hongjun. He is basically an innocent little puppy. He is the best. And to make things more interesting, the new leader of this group is this man right beside him, Li Jinglong, who he happened to get into a bit of a drama with. So the group is kind of not starting off on a great foot. There's a lot of moments in the story that have honestly made me laugh out loud just because of how absurd they are. This story has a bit of like a found family feeling to it. I just love this story so much so far. I feel like I'm going on, but all I'm trying to say is that there's a lot here to enjoy, and I'm really glad I started this series. This morning I also finished reading Tokyo Babylon 6, and this is getting really intense. There's not really much I can say about this because it's a very spoilery volume, but I will say that the story retains its interestingness. Is that a word? No. This story has grown on me over time. When I first started this series, I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to continue it, but as the volumes have progressed, it's just improved over time, and at this point, I just really need to know what's going to happen next. The story is going to wrap up in the next volume, and I'm very nervous because people have talked about this series and mentioned that it is sad, so I'm just preparing myself for that experience. This series at times feels very surreal and trippy and strange. I mean, it's by Clamp. Like, when it's Clamp, you know you're in for a very interesting time. After that, I read She Loves to Cook and She Loves to Eat Volume 5, and this is incredible. This mangaka deserves all of the flowers, all of the awards, everything. This work is amazing. You can tell that they are putting so much energy and so much thought into this series. This series is one of the most valuable modern series I've read, like ever. For particular chapters that deal with sensitive or important topics, they get consultants to basically double check, make sure everything is good for the chapter, well represented, and that is awesome. I feel like so many mangakas need to do that, because I've read a good amount of queer manga, and sometimes, you know, it kind of feels like they didn't do their research, they didn't really ask around for other people's opinions, but this is a completely different story. I was blown away, and I felt also very seen by this volume in particular. I'm just really glad that this series exists because the representation is amazing. There's lesbian representation, ace representation. They also discuss some social anxiety disorders, and they do so in a very sensitive way and also a very educated way. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like you're reading an educational book. Like, you're still reading an entertaining story, but at the same time, you're getting accurate information and it's being presented to you in a way that is respectful. If this is your first time hearing about this series, in a nutshell, it's basically about a group of women who bond over food and they build a strong sense of community, and it's just a really beautiful series about exploration and acceptance. It is a masterpiece. And lastly, I read Crossplay Love Otaku X Punk Volume 2. This series is just fun. That's the best way to describe it. Essentially, we follow these two high school boys who have a crush on each other but don't realize that because they both cross-dress and they have a crush on each other's cross-dress form. I hope that makes sense. But in regular school life, when they're just in their regular boy clothes, they can't stand each other. They don't like each other. But they do like each other. They just don't realize it yet. And because there's a lot of cross-dressing in this series, you get a lot of really fun interactions. Like, you have the two main characters just interacting with each other as boys at school, getting on each other's nerves. Then they go to the maid cafe and they're both cross-dressing as the girls on the cover there, and they're head over heels for each other. But then you also get some really fun interactions where one of them is cross-dressing and one of them is not. And each interaction is different depending on what form they're taking at the time, and it allows for some really silly interactions. And yeah, it's just a ton of fun. Like, this series is just one that puts a big smile on my face, and I need that as much as possible. So I'm very happy to have started this series, and I'm happy that I have another volume in my TBR to enjoy for later. But that is all of my reading that I did over the weekend. I feel like I did pretty good for a weekend. About halfway through a danmei novel and 3 manga volumes. I am very satisfied with this reading, had a ton of fun, and I'm so glad you guys joined me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a like. It really helps my channel. And if you want to help my channel even more, go ahead and subscribe. I hope that you get to read something this week that puts a big smile on your face, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!